The Hunchback's Reluctant Bride by Lyna Forge.
With voices by James Reilly and
Deryn Oliver.
One truth. Wyrn knew one truth. It was the only truth his father'd ever tell him. Most nights he bustled around the long wooden table, as his father's ale-reeking tall stature came stomping in from a hunt. The old man scanned his 7 sons with pride until his eyes settled on Wyrn. And most nights his father dropped the pelts on the floor but did not look as his wife hurried to snatch them up. Instead, he'd allow his gaze to linger on Wyrn for a long minute before speaking. He never mentioned Wyrn's uneven top lip, born looking as if it was cut clean through and healed that way. He never talked about Wyrn's deep blue eyes, arguably his only charming feature. He never even mentioned Wyrn's small size. He was 5'5", though his brothers all towered over most men, well above 6. No. By the fading sunlight at his back he'd say but one thing, the one truth.
If you're to get a wife, you'd have to steal one.
A hush fell over their small house. When he entered, no one spoke unless spoken to. No one but Wyrn, who did not speak even then. Wearing his hair long was Wyrn's only revenge, as his father had hardly a strand above his ears, despite the remnants of his once strong red mane now clinging to the sides and back. Wyrn's brown hair hid most of his unpleasant features. With its length it even hid his mouth at times. It did not, however, hide his size. Those meals were a long ways off now as Wyrn, riding his small cart, watched the head of his donkey as she pulled him through the dank city. Smooth cobblestones led the way from the main highway. A myriad of awful smells mixed with one another were the least of his worries. He had but one aim: the palace. Carts filled with apples bustled beside him, then veered off to market. From his own rickety wagon his eyes followed one curious. He'd never eaten a fruit. Mother never allowed it. The one time he'd made the attempt she'd snatched it away. Her voice followed him even now.
And when you lose your teeth on top of everything else, what will you do then? Well? What will you do then? Who will love you then?
Reins in hand he flicked them once and the ass picked up speed. Animals were easier to be around. They were pleasant. The tournament would end today, but he could travel no faster than he moved now. Besides, he wasn't going to the palace with victory in mind, only self-assurance. This was his life he'd known, and his mother never asked anything of him but this.
Why don't you try? You need but...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?